Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is going to be very exciting because I got the new Essence and Catrice Disney collaboration collections. I got a bit of everything, a bit of both collections, and I'm going to be trying it out today. Yeah, let's get into it. So I try to always review these collections because I find them very fun. I feel like Essence and Catrice do experiment a little bit with textures, with different products. And usually they do pretty cute packaging, which I'm also a big fan of. So I'm just gonna do a look. I'm just gonna try everything out, and during the process I'm also gonna be showing you swatches, gonna show you close-ups, and in the end I'm gonna share with you what I think about these after using them once. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I got these Creaseless hair pins. I did not have these yet, and I saw them in this collection, and I thought, you know what, maybe something like this could be for me. So I am just gonna be trying them out today. I think they do come in handy because I have just very messy hair when it comes to makeup. It's always just falling in my face, so just clipping that out of the way like so. And I'm just gonna zoom you in a little bit so that you can see everything I'm doing. Alright, the first thing I'm gonna put on is the Winnie the Pooh lip oil. So Catrice did the Winnie the Pooh themed collection. Everything is Winnie the Pooh. It's super cute. I love Winnie the Pooh. I love it so much. I did watch it in Dutch when I was a child, so some of these names aren't familiar to me, but I still think it's really cute. So this lip oil is called 010 Silly Old Bear, and it does smell like honey. It smells very sweet, and it has kind of like this honeycomb shape design, which looks really cute. I think all in all, this seems like a well thought out lip product. So it's quite thin, but I wouldn't say that it's too thin. Like it feels very hydrating. It looks quite nice and shiny. It doesn't have much of a color. Like in the packaging it looks kind of yellowy gold, but on the lips I feel like it's pretty sheer. Yeah, it feels good. I really like the texture of this lip oil. It actually feels really good. Very juicy, very shiny, very glossy. It's just really nice. And the scent is not too overpowering, but it's a cute touch to the product. The next thing that I bought that I was really excited to try, and I can't wait to put this on my lips, is the little lip care trio set. It comes in this cute little box. I already took them out, but you will see in the close-ups what it actually looks like. I think it is so cute. And then we have a lip scrub that is in kind of like a honey pot, which looks so cute. And we have a little lip mask that is also in this honey pot packaging. They look pretty similar when you look at them in the actual component, like when you look at the product. So I'm really curious to see how the scrub is gonna work, how the lip mask is gonna work. And we have this little scrubby thing in the shape of lips that I'm guessing you can use with the scrub to kind of like work that into your lips. And we have these two little applicators, which are kind of like these honey dippers. Like, how would you call these? I don't know, but these are really cute. I just don't know how I would really store them. I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna lose these, but they do look really cute, and they really like finish off the whole idea of this little trio. So I guess we're gonna start with the lip scrub. The scent is very like faint. I wouldn't say there's much to scent to this. I feel like it smells kind of slightly sweet. So I'm gonna grab one of the applicators and I'm gonna scoop some up. Okay, it's pretty easy to scoop, I feel. Okay, now it smells very sweet, like candy sweet. Okay, that's definitely a scrub. Like, you don't really see it in the packaging. You don't really see it in the packaging, but once you apply it, you do feel the scrub particles. So I guess I'm gonna take this little thing and I'm just gonna scrub my lips. I've had pretty dry lips, so if this actually works, then that would be nice. Okay, I think it's time to just take the scrub off. That felt quite nice, and I do feel like my lips feel a little softer. I do think that if I Did not have any base makeup on yet that I could really like go to town, but now I'm kind of like trying to keep everything a little bit neat. But so far I quite like it. It smells really nice. It feels quite nice. Very pleasant on the lips. Now I'm gonna go into the lip mask, and I'm just gonna be wearing my lip mask for a little bit to see and feel how it hydrates my lips. This definitely has this kind of sweet honey scent. It feels very soft on the lips, like very hydrating, but not too thick. Like it's something you could wear throughout the day. It's kind of like a glossy lip balm. Yeah, I think that feels really nice. Let's move on. Let's continue. I think it is time to do some eyeshadow. This, I feel like, is the star of the show in today's video, but I usually think a lot of these products are interesting, but this, the eyeshadow palette, the look of this, I'm really curious to see what this quality is like. I got the Catrice and Winnie the Pooh Friends Lift Each Other Up eyeshadow palette, and this is the purple one. We also have a more neutral one and a more warm one. This is the cool toned one, and I just wanted to go with shades that I knew I was gonna wear if I liked it, and these are so up my alley. Like these are really my tones, and I already swatched this palette and I thought it looked really interesting. Some of these shimmers are really nice and shiny. The mattes swatched quite like smooth and pigmented, so I can't wait to do a look with this. I think this looks really cute. The packaging as well is kind of like this honeycomb shape. I think it is very on brand, like with the Disney theming. They usually do something like this. Oh, not the shape, but like with the image on the front. I think it looks quite cute. Is it my absolute favorite packaging ever? No, because I do feel like it's very leaning into the cartoony vibes, and I personally like something a little bit less cartoony, if I'm totally honest, but I still think it's really cute. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. I kind of want to try the shade Friendship because it's a matte, very cool toned lavender. It has some sparkles in it, and I kind of want to use that in the crease and start with that, because I feel like if you start with that, then you can get quite a bright look. So that's what we're gonna try, and I think I'm gonna try and pack this on a little bit. I'm gonna try one of the Essence brushes from the Mickey and Friends themed collection. So Catrice did Winnie the Pooh and Essence did Mickey and Minnie and their friends, and they came out with some brushes as well, which I thought were pretty interesting because sometimes I do quite like Essence brushes. I've had some brushes in the past that I've actually quite enjoyed, so I'm just gonna like see if I can stamp on a little bit of that bluish purple, and this is just called the eyeshadow brush. It feels kind of like this soft matte packaging, and I'm just gonna take a little bit on that brush and stamp it. I want to get as much pigment and as much color as possible. I usually don't really believe in these type of matte with shimmers. I feel like usually the shimmers kind of blend away or kind of disappear, but this shade, not looking at the shimmers, just looking at the actual shade, is very pigmented, very bright. I hope you can see it on camera, but this is quite impactful. This is quite nice. By the way, I already applied a eye primer. I usually do that before I start filming. Okay, this is a great start. I don't know, like this brush isn't really for blending, but it works for like packing on, which is nice. We're gonna try and blend the edges a little bit because it's a light shade. I think it's gonna be quite alright. Alright, let's see what I'm gonna deepen up with. We basically have two options, a little bit more of a warm purple and a little bit more of a cool toned brownish purple. I'm gonna go with the cool toned shade to kind of keep it in that area. And I'm gonna take a small fluffy brush. Oh, this shade is quite powdery in the pan. That translates really nicely actually on the eye. That's a really nice color. I feel like it fits in really well with that first color we put down. Just gonna slowly blend it out, blend the edges. I feel like you can go a little bit too far with this shade quite easily because it is quite pigmented, but it does blend quite well. I'll take a bit of that first brush and blend the edge with a little bit of the leftover lilac. Alright, I think that's looking quite good. Are we gonna make it more smoky? I think I might, because there's this shade in here that I swatched and it looks so good, and that is the shade Forever over here, and it's kind of like this burgundy, toned down burgundy duochrome kind of situation, very shiny. And I want to put that on my lid, like the outer part of the lid. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger. Ooh, that is really, really nice. That's very nice and smoky. Quite a warm shift to it, but I think it's really cool. I really, really like that so far. Let's continue with the shade Enchanted Place, which is kind of like peachy pink, golden, shiny, a little bit sparkly, I believe. Yeah, that's quite a nice shiny metallic. Kind of lighten up the look. It is really pigmented, this shade. I do have a little bit of fallout that I'm gonna have to clean at the end. So what else do I want to do? I think I want to put the shade Every Moment in my inner corner, like a matte inner corner. It's slightly like pinky, and I think it's gonna be light enough to do that with. Just gonna take a pencil brush and lightening this up. I don't know if it's actually pigmented enough. I don't think that this actually does enough for me to be an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna do the same on the other side just to have it even, but I think I'm gonna take another shade to make it actually pop a little bit. I'm gonna try it with the shade Remember Me. I'm gonna see if I can use this as an inner corner. Also pretty subtle. I don't know if I really think that makes the impact that I want. Like, it's okay, but it's not amazing. It's not as the darker shimmers. I feel like they do more. Alright, let's try some more shades on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take the shade Piglet, and I'm just gonna take that on my first brush. I'm not even gonna clean it. Gonna mix it. If it mixes, it's fine. And then I'm gonna take the shade Just For You, the other deepening up shade. I'm gonna apply a little bit of that to the kind of like outer part here. I don't want it to be too heavy on the lower lash line, but I want to add a little bit of definition. I think I want to try another shimmer. I think I want to try the shade Family, the pinky one over here. I'm gonna try and use that on the lower lash line because I just want to try as many shades as possible to really get a feel for the formula. Okay, I have to build it up a little bit, but I do see some shine there with this. I feel like these shimmers could maybe benefit from a glitter glue or a little bit of a spritz with some setting spray. I usually don't really spray my shimmers. I've tried it in the past, but I've not really enjoyed it. So I might try them with a bit of a glitter glue because I feel like there's a lot of potential to these shimmers, but like they just look quite nice. But I feel like it could be more. They could do more. Okay, so I added some mascara. I did my brows, cleaned up under my eyes a little bit. This is the eyes all done. And we're gonna move on to a bronzer. So in the Catrice and Winnie the Pooh collection, we have the Soft Glow bronzer. And the one that I got is the lightest shade 010. I think it's called Love, with the Piglet embossing. So this is quite a cool tone bronzer, quite lightly pigmented. I noticed in the swatch it was not a color that was super easy to build up, so don't be scared. It looks a little bit darker in the pan than it actually is. I think this looks quite cute. It's quite a cute bronzer. We're gonna see how I like it. I usually quite like Catrice bronzers, and I'm gonna take a angled brush from the Jungle Book collection that Catrice did. So this is the sculpting brush, I believe. I'm gonna use this one because I feel like this can make things look a little bit more pigmented than they are, because it's a little bit more like packed, this brush. So I am first just gonna start with the bronzer because I actually feel like the highlighter is like such a small part of this bronzer. I don't know if you're really gonna see a lot of that, so I just want to try the bronzer first. I quite like how this looks. It looks quite smooth. It is a matte bronzer, but it doesn't look like dry or too flat. I quite like the tone of this one actually. It's quite buildable, like taking quite a bit on my brush. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of the highlighter as well and apply that to this side. So taking both on this side to see how that looks. And I do see a little bit of a yellowy golden glow. Like it's subtle, but there is a difference. It's warmer, it's a bit more glowy. It is very yellow. I personally think I like this side more. Like I think I would maybe personally skip the highlighter because it's very yellow, but if you're more of a warm toned person, then you might like it. Just gonna apply the matte side on the forehead. So this is the glowy golden highlighter mixed side, and this is the matte side. Gonna take a little bit of the highlighter and just sweep it over to make it look even. Like it's not bad for sure. It's not bad with the highlighter, but for me personally, I don't feel like it's necessary. Alright, I think I quite like this bronzer. It's subtle, it's nice, it was easy to apply. I think it's a good one for winter when I'm a little bit more fair. The next product that I have in front of me here is another one of the Essence products. This is the Mickey and Friends Bouncy Blush, and this is a cream blush. I got the shade 02, Another Perfect Day, and this one seems a little bit mauve, like a warm mauve in the packaging. When I swatched it, I felt like it leaned a little bit more like a lighter peach than expected, but I actually think I'm gonna quite like the shade. So they also have a brush for the cream blushes. This is the Be Bold, or at least it says Be Bold on the handle. This is the cream blush brush, and I'm just gonna be using this to apply the blush. It feels quite nice, like it has quite like a fullness to it. It doesn't seem like this flimsy brush. So I think this is gonna be quite nice. So I'm just gonna load a little bit of this cream blush on here and let's just start. Okay, not a whole lot is happening. I feel like this brush isn't picking up a lot. So, or the blush is not super pigmented and I just have to build it up. Yeah, I feel like that's really subtle. Like it's fine, but it's really subtle. I think I wanna grab another brush to see if that changes anything for me. I just cleaned off my sculpting brush that I just used for the bronzer a little bit, because I know that I like this one for blushes. So let's see. Yeah, I think I like it better with this blush brush. Like it needs something a little bit more, I don't know, maybe stiff. Like more of a stiff brush, because this doesn't have a lot of bounce to it, this brush. Now I quite like the blush, I think. I'm gonna use only this brush on the other side and see. I don't know, maybe it's not playing super well with the bronzer, but I just feel like it's a bit hard to apply. I don't feel like it's effortless. I don't feel like it's effortlessly smooth. It feels like here there's a little bit of a patch. It looks really patchy on this side. I don't like it. This side I guess is fine. Here it just looks weird. But also this side isn't like perfect. I was really liking my makeup so far, so I kind of want to try and fix it. Gonna go back to the first brush and apply a bit with that. I feel like this blush doesn't really want to build the way I want it to build, since it is so lightly pigmented. Like it's very subtle, but then you can't fully build it up unless there's something weird with the bronzer. But I actually think it's the blush. Like I just can't get this to work any better than this. Like this is gonna be the situation. I think I'm just gonna move on and see if I can kind of fix this with the highlighter. So we have the Winnie the Pooh highlighter beads. This is in the shade More Honey Please. So this is another one from the Catrice collection. It's in this super cute carton box. Like the packaging of this is really cute, and then inside you have these kind of like honey pot shaped little beads that you can just run your brush through, and then you get a highlight. Like it's a little bit of pink, a little bit of bronze, a little bit of kind of like this vanilla champagne shade. So I'm just gonna mix them together. It looks a little messy. It is a little messy, so let's hope for the best. Let's see. All right, that's pretty cute, but also really, really subtle. Like I'm loading it up. I am loading it up, but it is very natural. Kind of like this champagne shade, just kind of like putting it over everything because I want to fix my cheeks. I'm really going in. Like this is not a super pigmented highlighter. Don't have to be scared that it's gonna be a metallic stripe because it's super subtle. And yeah, I'm just using it to save my cheeks. Okay, I think it looks a lot better now that I've put on this highlighter. I feel a lot better about my makeup. Now it's looking pretty good again. Like it's fixing my problems. So even though it's pretty subtle, I'm thankful for that, and I think I quite like it. Like this looks pretty good. All right, and now I think the only thing that is left for me to do is lip swatch some of these lip products. So first up, I got two of the Essence Balmy Gloss. I got the Mickey one and the mini one. The Mickey one is called All Time Classic, and the mini one is called Back to Nature. And both are pretty like cool toned glossy balms. One is a little bit more on the brown nude side, and one is a little bit more of a light pink. And I'm gonna take off the lip mask that I was still wearing, which feels amazing. I really like it. I feel like it's hydrating my lips so much. So I'm happy that the set is not just cute packaging. It's actually really, really nice feeling products. Let's start with the light shade. So this is the Mickey one, and I'm really curious to see. Okay, what I did notice with these products is that it's pretty hard to like get the doe foot out. Like it feels like the doe foot is a little bit too big for the actual component, and it's also like pretty stiff. Like it's quite a lot. Like it feels pretty hard to apply your lip product with this. All right, I quite like it. I think it is quite nice. It has this balmy effect to it. It's not super glossy, and it feels very much like a liquid balm. This is what I would expect from a liquid balm, and it just adds a little bit of this cool tone glow to the lips, which I quite like. It's just a little bit of an addition of freshness. Really nice. And then the second darker shade. I would say the difference is not shocking. It's not extreme because they are quite sheer. They are not super pigmented, but I can see that it's a slightly deeper, it's slightly less cool toned. It's more of a nude shade. I actually quite enjoy these. I do have to say that the packaging is quite huge and the doe foot is quite huge, but so far I quite like these. Like they feel good on the lips. And then the last of the lip products, we have the lip balms by Catrice and Winnie the Pooh. I have two of the shades. I got a 020, which is the pigment lip balm. This is the light pink shade, very fitting. I think these lip balms, they have just the cutest embossing, and I can't wait to try them. I hope they're gonna be good because I haven't always liked the lip balms from the Disney collection. And then I also got a 030 Tiggerized or Tiggerized. This one is more of the cool tone nude, a little bit deeper. I think this one is also very, very cool. So I guess let's start with the Piglet shade. I am very curious to see if this is gonna be flattering. I don't know. I feel like it feels quite nice. Like the consistency is good. Like I like the consistency, but I do feel like it is emphasizing texture a little bit too much on my lips. Like it's making them look a little like texture dry and crepey. I feel like maybe I could make this one work. I feel like because the shade is so light and it's just this very thin, very lightly pigmented formula, it just kind of clings to dry patches and I don't love it. Like the shade itself, I could make it work. I think it's kind of fun, but it just doesn't look the best. And I just did the scrub, I just did the lip mask. So I don't know if this is gonna be the shade for me, but the consistency, really nice. And then we have the Tiggerized shade. By the way, they smell quite nice. Also a little bit like honey. All of the things smell a little bit like honey. Okay, I like this one a lot better. Like this has the consistency and the color that doesn't cling to those dry patches, that doesn't emphasize anything on my lips. Like if I look very closely, very closely, I might still be able to see the dry patches, but it looks a lot better than a light shade, and actually really like this shade. I'm just gonna add a little bit of lip liner, and then we actually tried everything. Yeah. Alright, so this is the finished look with all of the Essence and Catrice and Disney products that I got. I tried everything on. I put a little bit of the Piglet lip balm in the center just to see how it looks, and I think it looks pretty cute, so maybe I could use it like that. I think in the end the look, it looks really good. Like I think it's really cute. It all came together quite well, but I would say that not all of these I would actually recommend, and with some of these I have some notes. So I would say that the eyeshadow is quite nice. It came out quite nice, but not all of the shades are like super impactful, super pigmented, super bright. So it's something where I would say if you like a little bit more of a subtle eyeshadow, but still with a little bit of a pop of color, a little bit of a shimmer, I would recommend it. But if you want to have like the most shimmery, shiny metallics, you want to have the most impactful mattes, not all of the shades in the palette are like that. I think I have to try it out a little bit more, but so far those are my feelings. The bronzer I really liked. I think it's really cute. The blush was not my favorite. I felt like it looked a little patchy. It was hard to build up. And the highlighter I think is super cute actually. It looks nice and natural, but it's not like too natural. There's still a glow there. I like the shade of it. So far I really like that one. The lip products, I am a big fan of all of the lip products that I tried. Like all of these were hits. Like they were comfortable, they were nice and glossy, glowy, beautiful. The only thing that I would say is that the Piglet lip balm can emphasize a little bit of texture on the lips, but just combining it a little bit with the other lip balm I actually think is really cute. I almost forgot the brushes. Wait, we also have some brushes. I quite like the brushes. Like they are quite good, especially for the price. Pretty cute brushes. Do I feel like these are a must? No, not exactly. I think the little honey pots, like these little things, they're just very cute. I would recommend picking these up. I think this is also like super cute. The highlighter, the lip products. Okay. I'm gonna stop myself here. I think I said what I needed to say. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.